And mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Apache video auction here for the week of, it's already April the 1st. We're going to offer just over 1,600 head here in the next little while. There's 11 lots today, 25 loads altogether. Our first description will be for contract number 12,161. Working for T3 cattle. They've consigned 95 head of steers, 148 to 50,000 pound load. The cattle will have a new base weight. The new base weight is 550. The cattle located right there at the ranch, 7 miles west of Ringling, Oklahoma, approximately 95 miles southeast of Apache. The cattle are 85% black or black white face. The balance going to be red or Charolais colors. 80% an English exotic with 20% showing 1/8 to 1/4 blood bremer influence or less. All originating from eastern Oklahoma and northeastern Texas. The cattle will be medium frame, medium flesh. Delivery date April the 6th through April the 11th. They have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture. They've been tipped or dehorned if necessary. They've had been vaccinated with the one shot for their BVD. Also had the black leg and dewormed with valbazin. These cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, hauling approximately 7 miles, scales to pens, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. The cattle have been turned out for 100 days or longer. They're check weighed, I believe that's yesterday. They averaged 558. There will be a handful of the cattle that will have a white spot now. Okay, just so we're transparent on we changed the base weight because we had the head count wrong. The producer did. So the cattle weighed 558, and that was this morning. It's this morning. Thank you, David. So cattle been turned out for 100 days or longer. Check weighed this morning, averaging 558. They'll sell with a 25-cent slide up or down with a 35-pound weight stop on the top side. So we've changed a couple of things. The new base weight's 550. They're check weighed this morning, so we should be on target there. And it's just a short 7-mile scales to pins. Good morning, Justin. And $471 $2 down, one up here to 472 to $3 down, $3 to $4 down, 474 and three bid it down, $4 down, 74 to pin up, 474 and three bid it down, $4 down, 40 down, phone 7 and $78 down, 77 bid he and $9 70 bid it down 80 and $480 down up in $80 down 70 80 now one and $481 $2 down 81 up in 2 and $481 bid it down 2 down $3 down 4 and 484 bid it down 3 bid down 84 to 5 and 485 here down 4 bid $5 down bid 486 and 5 up here 6 down 485 bid it down $6 and down 5 here down $6 down Webs down 485 bid it down 6 sold a candle to you 485. All right, now we're going to work. Now we're going to work for the Harbachi family. The previous lot will sell. Working for the Harbachi family right here at Apache, Harbachi Cattle Company, selling contract number 12,162. Selling 134 head of steers, 248 to 50,000 pound loads of cattle with a base weight of 715. Located at the ranch right here just west of Apache, Oklahoma. 85% black-hided. The balance going to be red or Charlotte colors. 80% an English exotic with 20% showing 1/8 blood Bremer S. All purchased locally here in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame, medium flesh, delivered April the 10th through April the 17th. The cattle have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture, been tipped or dehorned if necessary. Had 2 complete rounds of vaccinations and they will be PI negative. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, hauling to local scales, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. Selling with a standard slides for the base weight of a 12 or a 14 with a 50-pound weight stomp on the top side. A darn nice set of cattle. You can tell we're terrible dry here in southwestern Oklahoma. Hoping and praying for rain, but haven't got some yet. $381 $2 down 3 down $383 down 4 and 5 and $385 down 87 and $387 bid it down 7 down $8 down $88 and $387 here down $8 down 88 $9 9 and here down $89 $90 and $390 down $90 down $89 up here $90 $91 and $391 $90 bid it down $391 and $90 bid it down $1 down $2 down $91 $2 down 3 and $393 down 94 and 3 bid it down $4 down $94 down 4 to pin 5 and $395 bid it down 5 down $6 and $397 sir down 6 here down 7 down 8 and $398 down 399 and he bid it down $9 down 400 and $400 down 40 and a phone $401 $1 and $400 down 1 bid it down 400 webs out and $401 $401 sold the cattle to you $4. Next contract, 12,163, also consigned by previous lot will sell. Also working for Apache Cattle Company, selling 134 head of steers, two 48,000 pound, 48 to 50,000 pound loads of cattle with a base weight of 800 even. Located at the ranch right here just west of Apache, 90% black-hided. Balance going to be red or Charlotte cutters. 85% are an English exotic with 15% showing 1/8 blood brammer influence or less. All purchased locally right here in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame, medium flesh, delivered April the 2nd through April the 8th. The cattle have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pastures have been tipped or dehorned if necessary. The cattle have had 2 complete rounds of vaccinations. They will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, hauling to local scales, and weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. Selling with the standard slides for the weight of a 12 or a 14 with a 50-pound weight stop on the top side. Nice set of 800-pound cattle right there. 355 down, 7 down, T dollar down, 57 heat $9 down, D down, tier 9, and $359 down, $60 down, 9 tier down, 60 out down 1, and 61 Brian down, $2 down, 363, and 3 bid it down, $4 down, 5 on yeah, Kelly 4 and 3 bid down, $4 down, $5 down, 65 up here now, 5 well down, $6 and 66 here now, 5 bid it down, $5 $6 and 55 bid it down, $6 and $7 down, 6 here down, 57 and 58 67 down, D dollar down, D D 9 and $369 down, $70 now, $70 now, yeah, and David down, 70 and 9 bid down, $70 now, $70 now, 69 bid it down, $70 down, 70. Now 1 and $371 Brian now, $1 $2 now, 1 up here now, 2 now, Wild Dave 2 and 371 bid $2 $1 2 up here now, 71 2. Sold the cattle to you 371 on the web. Thank you, Brian. All right, turning the page once again. Previous lot will sell. Once again, working for Apache Cattle Company, contract number 12,164, selling 120 head of steers, or 2 48 to 50,000 pound loads, cattle with a base weight of 800 even. Once again, located at the ranch just west of Apache, Oklahoma. 80% black-hided. The bounce going to be red or Charlotte colors. 75% being an English exotic with 25% showing 1/8 blood brammer influence or less. All purchased locally right here in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame, medium flesh. Delivered April the 2nd through April the 8th. They have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture. They've been tipped or dehorned if necessary. Have had 2 complete rounds of vaccinations. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, going to the local scales here, and weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. They'll sell with a 12 or a 14-cent slide with a 50-pound weight stop on the top side. A darn nice set. Now, dry country. $361 money's $101 $2 down 61 down tier 2 and now $3 bid it down 363 and 3 now $4 now 3 bid down 4 and 363 bid both of you out on the web and 3 4 5 and $65 $6 now, $5 bid it down, $6 and 7 sir down, 7 on the web now, bid 7 6 and $7 down, both down 7 half and 67 and a half, 8 and a half here down, $10 down, $9 9 half and 369 here down, $9 and a half and $5 now, $9 half and 369 down here down, down 9 down. Sold the cattle to you, $369. Thank you, Brian, on the web. All right, now we're going to work for Jared Wadle. This will be contract number 12,165. The previous lot will sell, offering 64 head of steers, 148 to 50,000 pound load of cattle with a base weight of 800 even. Located at the ranch right there at Cordell, Oklahoma, approximately 60 miles northwest of Apache. They're 80% black-hided, 20% red or Charlotte cutters, 70% an English exotic, with 25% showing 1/8 blood brammer influence or less, and 5% 1/4 or less. all purchased locally as well, right here in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame, medium flesh, delivered April the 3rd through April the 10th. The cattle have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pastures have been tipped or dehorned if necessary. Have had all their shots. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, going to local scales, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. Any of the Hereford cattle you see in your video, they do not go. The cattle will sell with a 12-cent slide with a 25-pound weight stop there on the top side. 25-pound weight stop. Yes, sir. 350 he down $9 down to $60 down $1 down $2 61 up in the 2 and 361 bid it down $2 down 32 bid down 3 and $363 webs down 2 bid it down $4 down 64 up in the 5 and 365 bid down $40 down $5 $6 down 7 and 67 here down $6 bid down 790 8 to 9 and 369 9 and 368 up here to 9 Weber's out of 9 and he bid $9 now 9 total count to you 368. All right, next lot, also consigned by Jared Wadle. This will be contract number 12,166. Previous lot will sell. We're selling 345 head of heifers. So 5 48 to 50,000 pound loads of cattle with a base weight of 695. The cattle are located at the ranch right there at Cordell, Oklahoma, approximately 60 miles northwest of Apache. They're 100% black-hided. 85% an English exotic with 15% showing 1/8 blood primary influence or less, all purchased locally right here in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame, medium flesh, delivered April the 3rd through the April the 10th. The cattle have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture, been tipped or dehorned if necessary. They've had all the shots. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, hauling to local scales, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. The heifers, like all other heifers on our video, will be guaranteed open. They'll sell with a 16-cent slide, up or down, with a 35-pound weight stop on the top side. There's a good set of ladies right there, Justin. Guaranteed open. 355 down. 5 here. 6 and $7 down. 357 and 6 and 7. Now $8 down. 57 bid it down. $7 down. 57 now D and $358 down. $9 $60 down. Brown 61 and $61 $361 to $2 down, $1 round day 2 and 61 bid it down $2 down, $3 down, got 2 here, got to be 3 and 363 on the web now 4 and 3 bid it down $4 down, $5 on a $5 $4 and a $5 down, 7 and $367 down, 6 here 7 not 8 9 and $369 $70 now 70 down time bid 70 and $370 now 70 down 9 half now 70 half and 370 and a half be a half there now $70 there now half now $1 71 1 half and 1's here now 1 and a half sir down $2 now 2 and a half and 372 and a half $3 down 3 and a half down 3 half 4 and $374 now 4 half and 74 bid 4 and a half down 4 and a half $5 now 5 half and 375 5 and a half 5 on the web 5 and a half $6 I got 3 on the web and $376 now 5 and a half 6 and 6 hand down 376 and a half and 6 here now 6 hand yeah Dave now 6 and a half and and $376 down, 6 here down, 6 hand down, half a dollar down, ticket 7, and 377 bid it down, 7 7 half here down, stop up here now, 7 7 half, and 377 a half down, D half here down, D half, and $379 and $379 a hand down, $80 down, $80 down, $80 and a half, and 380 bid down, half here down, $81, $81, Brian, and 380, 50, $81, everybody's out on the web, and 80 and a half down, that's $81, 80 and a half, 81, sold the cattle to you, 380 and a half. All right, now we're going to work for Jerry Johnson. This will be contract number 12,167. The previous lot will sell. Thanks, everybody. Contract number 12,167, consigned by Jerry Johnson. We're selling 185 head of heifers, 342,000-pound loads of cattle with a base weight of 675. The cattle locate the ranch right there at Chattanooga, Oklahoma, approximately 45 miles south of Apache. All right, listen to the description now. 70% black-hided, 15% red or Charlotte cutters, 15% are going to be brown, gray, or brindle. 35% are 1/8 or less, 60% 1/4 or less, 5% 3/8 Bramer or less, all originating from the state of Florida. Medium to large frame, medium flesh. Our delivery date, April the 15th through April the 30th. The cattle have been implanted with Revelor G back in October, and they will be very uneven. Run on wheat pasture. They've been tipped or dehorned if necessary. They've had 2 complete rounds of vaccinations, and they've all been PI tested negative. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's trucks, hauling approximately 18-mile scales to pens, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. Cattle have been turned out on the wheat pasture for 110 days or longer. They will be guaranteed open, of course. There'll be a $500 up to a $500 freight adjustment. All right, now 10% of these cattle are lighter cattle, more grazing weight, weighing 550, and 10% of the cattle will be bigger cattle, weighing 7 1/4 to 750. So once again, very uneven. Cattle will sell with a 16-cent slide, up or down, with a 35-pound weight stop there on the top side. So trying to describe them as close as we can so you know what you're getting. Good set of feeding cattle. $330, $31, $30 down, $30, $31 on the money now, $30, 1, 2, and $332 down, $34, and $35 down, $4.95 bid down, $337 bid, 8 to 9, and $39 down, Weber's down at $9, $40, and $340, $41, $2 down, $41, $2, and $342 now, $2, bid it down, 1 to 3, and $342 bid. I'm on the web now, 3, and $342 bid it down, $3 down, $3 now 4, and $44 now, Route Brian now, 43, now 44, now $45, $6, and 45 bid now, 6 up here in the $7 now, $47, Darcy, you're out, and $347 bid now, D dollar now, $9 now, Brian now, 9, and D bid now, 49, now $49, Clayton, you're out also. And he bid it down $9, $48 to 9, and $348 here down 9 bid down $9, 48 to 9. Sold cattle to you, 348. Thank you, Darcy. All right, now we're going to work for Justin Kirkendall and Apache Grazing, selling contract number 12,168. Selling 192 head of heifers, 348 to 50,000 pound loads of cattle with a base weight of 750. Located right over here at the ranch at Carnegie, Oklahoma, approximately 30 miles northwest of Apache. 80% of the cattle will be black-hided. The previous lot does not sell. 80% of the cattle will be black-hided, 20% red or Charlotte color, 75% are an English exotic with 25% showing 1/8 blood primary influence or less. All purchased locally right here in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame, medium flesh, delivery date April the 3rd through April the 13th. The cattle have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture. They've been tipped or dehorned if necessary. They've had 2 complete rounds of vaccinations. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, hauling to local scales, and weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. The heifers will, of course, be guaranteed open. They will sell with a 12 or a 14-cent slide with a 50-pound weight stop on the top side. So nice set right here. 3 nice loads of them. Kind of short wheat, isn't it, Justin? 345 down, money's on up here in the $6 and $7 down, $40 and 48 bid it down, down, 50 and $350 down, time bid down, $50 down, $49 down, $50 Jack Clayton down, 50-51 and $351 down, $2 down, 30 out. I'm on the web. And 52 bid it down, $3 down, 352 bid it down, 4 and 3 bid down, 4 out again. Clayton down, 3 bid down, $54 down, 3 bid it down, 4 and 353 down, tier down, 4 bid down, 3 to bear no 4. Sold to you, 353. Thank you, Brian. On the web. All right, now going to work for Dishman Land and Cattle. Contract number 12,000. Previous lot will sell. Contract number 12,169, selling 198 head of heifers, 348 to 50,000 pound loads of cattle with a base weight of 760. The cattle located at the ranch 8 miles east of Altus, Oklahoma, approximately 62 miles southwest of Apache. They're 80% black-hided, 20% red or Charlotte colors, 90% are going to be an English exotic with 10% showing 1/8 blood primary influence or less. All purchased locally in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame, medium flesh, delivery date April the 2nd through April the 8th. That is a catalog change from the early catalog. April the 2nd through April the 8th will be the delivery date. They have been implanted. They will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture. They've been tipped or dehorned if necessary. They've had 2 complete rounds of vaccinations. The cattle will gather early, loading on a buyer's truck, hauling an approximately 8 miles scales to pens, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. These cattle were check weighed on March the 26th. At that time, gross 750 pounds. The heifers, of course, will be guaranteed open, selling with a 12 or a 14 with a 50-pound weight stop on the top side. So be a good set of cattle right here. 342 down, $3 down, money's on bid, $3 to $4 down, $45 down, 7 and 347 bid it down, 8 and 348 weapons out now, 7 down here, $8 bid it down, $9 down, 50 and $350 down, 9's here now, $50 now, 50 bid it down, $50 now, $40 bid down, 51 and 350, $51, half up here, and 350, 50 and a half here now, webs out down here, 50 biddy now, half down, 350, 50 half, and 50 biddy down, half dollar down, 350 down, half a dollar down, 50 biddy down, 50, 50 and a half here down, half. Total cattle to you, 350. All right, now we're going to work for Brady Land and Cattle. This will be contract number 12,170. Selling previous lot will sell. Selling 130 head of heifers, 248 to 50,000 pound loads of cattle with a base weight of 770. The cattle located right there at the ranch, 12 miles northeast of Ringling, Oklahoma, approximately 115 miles southeast of Apache. The cattle are 90% 90% are going to be black-hided. The balance will be red or Charlotte colors. 90% are an English exotic with 10% showing 1/8 to 1/4 blood primary influence or less. All purchased locally in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium frame, medium flesh. Delivery date April the 3rd through April the 6th. The cattle have been implanted and they will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture until this previous Monday. Then at that time they're going to be fed 8 pounds of commodity feed while on grass. There's 2 or 3 of the cattle that will have a horn of an ear length or less. The balance been tipped or be smooth-headed. All the cattle have had all their shots and also been boosted. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, hauling approximately 20 miles scales to pens, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. The cattle have been check weighed on March the 30th. At that time, gross 761. They've been turned out 100 days or longer at delivery time, and the heifers will, of course, be guaranteed open. Selling with a 12 or a 14-cent slide with a 50-pound weight stop on the top side. Here's a good set of heifers. 338 and $9.99 $40 down time, bid it down, 40 down, 40 down, $40 down, 30 down, 40 and 339 down there down, 40 bid it down, 40 down, 30 down, 41 and 341 down, $2 down, Wagner Darcy now 41 down, 3 and 343 bid it down, 30 43 down, 44 and $344 now, $5 40 and 5 and $6 down, 347 and 6 down, tear down, 7 bid it down, now 47 asking 8 and $348 web is out and 7 bid it down, $7 tear down, down 347 bid 8 and 47 $8 now, the web is out now, $8 now, 347 bid it down, total casualty at 347. Previous lot will sell. Now working on contract number 12,171. The Nunn brothers are the consigners, selling 65 head of heifers, 148 to 50,000 pound loaded cattle with a base weight of 750. These cattle are located right here in Apache, Oklahoma. 80% black-hided. The balance got to be red or Charlotte colors. 80% an English exotic, with 20% showing 1/8 blood primary influence or less. All purchased locally right here in southwestern Oklahoma. Medium to large frame. Medium flesh. Our delivery date, July the 10th through July the 25th. No implants, and the cattle will be uneven. Run on wheat pasture until it plays out and then taken to grass. The cattle will be tipped or dehorned if necessary. 2 complete rounds of vaccinations. The cattle will gather early, loading on the buyer's truck, hauling to the local scales, and then weighing with a 2% shrink on the truck. The heifer's all guaranteed open, of course. Selling with a 12 or a 14-cent slide with a 50-pound weight stop. They do a nice job and handle a good one. $341 $2 down, $3 down, $344 down, $5 and 45 down, 5 bid it down, 45 6 7 and $347 bid it down, 6 here down, 7 bid it down, 7 and 6 here down, webs down, 7 8 $49 and the bid down $9 now, 50 now, 40 $50 and 9 bid $51 $2 down, 1 bid 2 and $352 down, $3 down, 3 and $54 down, 5 and 55 bid it down, 4 bid down, 55 and 355. The web is out now, 4 down here, $5 4 bid 55 and 354 bid it down, 4 down 5. Total casualty at 354. That does represent our final lot for today. Want to thank all of our buyers and sellers. The last lot will sell. Also want to invite you to be back with us here for our special cow sale, April the 25th. April the 25th, right here at Apache. We'd love to have you. Thank you and have a great afternoon.